Okay, well, this is gonna be it's gonna be a DVD update like I normally do them, but it's gonna be only Swedish titles. So if you're not interested in that, then you know just so you know that only Swedish titles this time. And I'm doing this because well, quickly before I start showing you a bunch of DVDs that I've watched and bought recently, um, I have done this I think twice before. I mean, I used to include all my Swedish titles because I'm from Sweden. For you who don't know, if there are anybody who don't know that, but anyway, I am, and I used to include. I buy quite a bit of Swedish stuff. I tend to do that, and I used to just include that with everything else in my regular DVD updates. But a while back, I think I had so many Swedish titles, so I was like, well, this is gonna be mostly Swedish stuff in this update, so I'm just gonna separate it. So I decided to do that instead. So, but I think I've only made two or maybe three updates with only Swedish titles. But I've done them in Swedish. I've spoken Swedish because it just felt natural to do that, or just made sense to me to speak Swedish because I'm talking about Swedish titles. But then recently I realized that, well, there might be people outside of Sweden who are interested in this. I don't know. There might be. So I'm gonna try it out. Talk English and talk about these stuff. Um, Try to explain as good as I can what they are and stuff. Because that's the thing. That's another reason why I did it in Swedish, because I could take certain things for granted which I can't do now. Now I kind of need to explain who this actor is, maybe, or that other show he was in. Which, if I was speaking Swedish, I would maybe just take that for granted that people knew about those stuff. So I can't do that now, but I'm gonna see how this works. Let me know if this is interesting or not. Unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, but I don't, at least in this one, and maybe in generally, I don't get a lot of classics. I get a lot of comedy stuff. I get a lot of, well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of mixed here. I'm gonna try to mix them up. I'm not gonna show you everything that I have now. I'm gonna show you maybe half. We'll see how much I'll show you. But anyway, enough talking. So let's see. I'll just grab a couple things in piles I have here. First off, I actually watched this one 2 days ago, so let's talk about this while my memory is fresh. Besökarna translates to The Visitors. It's part of the Swedish classic series. All of them have these slip cases with the Swedish stuff here on the bottom. And then you have the regular keep case here. This, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Swedish horror movies. I'm sure there are more than I know of, but the fact is, I mean, there aren't a lot of people. I mean, a lot of movies, horror movies made in Sweden. But this is one. This is from 1988, and it's kind of fun. It follows a simple plot. It's about this family, Kjell Bergqvist, well, that's an actor, and Lena Endre. Two of them and their two children. They move into a house, fairly secluded, I guess, and they well, mainly he notices that strange things happen. He feels like there's a possibility that the house might be haunted. So after a little while, he contacts this guy, who's some sort of I don't know what you call them, but he gets rid of poltergeist, or maybe it's not a poltergeist exactly, but it's well, ghosts or just some strange beings or creatures, not creatures necessarily. Anyway, he tries to help mainly him out because she doesn't really care that much, or she thinks he's mainly crazy, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, they try to get rid of it basically. I don't know. It has a kind of a cool atmosphere, and it has a lot of scenes that I liked, a lot of details that I thought was good. The plot overall is obviously not original, but I think it's pretty well made. It's a lot of fun. And the two kids here too, they're not old. They're maybe 5 and 6, maybe something like that. 5 and 7. They're really talented. They're really natural. They act really naturally, and they don't bring down any scenes at all. In fact, I just liked whenever they were in the movie. I just thought that was great because they were so good. So it was fun to see child actors that young, being able to act. Or maybe there was a lot. It had a lot to do with the director. Maybe he knew how to handle them. I don't know, but either way, they pulled it off great. Anyway, with these movies, it's hard to know how many are released internationally and how if you can find them online, which I'm sure you can, but if you can find subtitles for them. So that's the thing. This one only has, I'm gonna mention if there are any that has Swedish subtitles, I mean English subtitles, I'll mention that, but this one does not, unfortunately. Then let's see, we have another one of these classics from this series, Mafestan. I had a problem translating this last time, but it's basically refers to a party that they throw together at their workplace. A bunch of colleagues get together and get together for a party at their workplace, I think. And it's just about the preparation a little bit before the party, and then mainly it takes place during the party, during a whole night, and then until the morning after. And you know, they party, they talk, they get drunk, drink a lot. There's sex. There's I don't know. They play games. It's kind of it's fun. They just mainly just goof around, and the actors are good, and it's a fun movie. It's from 1972, and I liked it. It was definitely fun. While I'm at it, I'll just do another one from this series. This is called Have a Wonderful Life. Have a Wonderful Life. When is this from? 1991. Actually, I did not know this when I watched it. I found out, or I realized, when the movie was almost over, when it was only, say, 20, maybe 30 minutes left, not more. I realized that I have seen this movie before. I remember exactly the circumstances and everything too, but that's not important. But I saw it probably 10 years ago, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 10 years ago, something like that. Saw it with my mom, and I didn't remember much except for the ending. But this is a great movie. I really liked it. This also stars Kjell Bergqvist from this one. He's right there, as I showed you, and he's also right there in the middle, if you can recognize him. Yeah, it's a kind of a road movie. No, it doesn't focus. Yeah, it's fun, really feel-good movie. I like the ending too. I mean, that's the part that I remembered, but watching it now again, yeah, I think it's great, and it's a good movie. I definitely like this one. So yeah, and let's see. Hold on, I'll see if I can find the TV show. Okay, this right here. It says Hip Hip Presents. This is not part of the update. This is, but not this. Now the mail arrived too. Anyway, Hip Hip is a Swedish TV show. There are a bunch of regular characters, you could say, mainly portrayed by two actors. And basically, I'm not sure if you can call it sketch comedy. The show follows a bunch of characters. Odd characters, strange characters, and their endeavors or their misadventures. I don't know. This one anyway is one of them. One of the actors, him, whatever his name is, Johan Wester, I think. Not the other guy. He's not in this. So it's not exactly part of the Hip Hip show. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, he is part of the show. I don't know what I'm thinking. Both of them are in the show. Him too. This is the guy which I said he's not in the show. It's only him, but I'm sorry, both of them are in the show. Or, yeah, well, it's kind of a show. So maybe in a way it is Hip Hip, part of the show. But it is a separate thing. Anyway, sorry. The title of the DVD or this miniseries or whatever is It Sucks Jul Evangelium. It Sucks, that's the name of one of the characters, which is this guy. And this would translate to Christmas. I don't know, maybe it's the same in English. I'm not exactly sure, but you can see the title right there if you wish to look it up, which maybe you don't. But this is basically kind of like a Christmas show. Follows these characters from December 1st, I think, until Christmas. And how long is it? 140 minutes. 14 minutes. And it's fun. I liked it. Yeah, I don't have much to say, but it's Christmas related. Follows this character from the show Hip Hip, or the most popular ones. Anyway, I don't think that any new characters are introduced, but it follows some of the most popular ones from the show. This has a season 3 too, by the way, which I do have. It's right here. That's not part of the show. I mean, part of the update, but let's see. I can show you a few documentaries here too that are. Now they slide it away from me. The DVDs. Anyway, these are documentaries, but they're very funny. They're almost I almost consider these comedies because they're so funny. Suddenly in Vinslöv, that's a small city or something, and then suddenly again. They're pretty short. Well, actually, the first one is, well, it says 106 minutes, but that's including the special features. The second one, 79 minutes, which I don't know if it has any special features. Yeah, it does have special features. So 79 minutes, including special features too, I guess. This is part of the SVT documentary. SVT is like a big network here, or a TV channel, and this is the first one. Basically follows a bunch of eccentric characters in this little town. Has a lot of focus on miniature golf. They are a few of the characters. They're very, I mean, these are highly eccentric people, but they take their miniature golfing very seriously, and it's about them preparing for it and discussing it and everything like that. It might sound boring, but it's not. It's terrific. It's awesome. it's great, and it's so funny. I laughed a lot. I mean, I want to watch this again. I could watch this again right now. It's so funny. Because these people, they're just too much sometimes. They're hilarious without knowing it mostly, but you know, it's fun. And then this one, basically, a couple years later, 8 years later, it revisits these characters, or these people. It's a documentary, so not sure if you want to call them characters, but these people, and also adds at least one new character, which is this guy. He's not in the first one. He's like a reporter or journalist, yeah. I mean, this one is better. This one is terrific. This is gonna be a classic many years from now, definitely, I feel. Maybe it is in a way already, but I like this one a lot. Let's see if I can include something else. The camera cuts off at 16 minutes, so why not make it 16 minutes? Let's see, we have another type of documentary show here. Felix bothers an engineer. Basically, this comedian, very famous in Sweden right now, mainly because of a comedy TV show which has been airing and been very popular the last couple of years. And he's also directing, I think I have the book here. He's directing the movie of the Swedish bestseller, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Walked Out of a Window and Disappeared. I don't know what the English title is exactly, but this has been translated into many languages, and the movie is coming on Christmas Day in Sweden, and he's the director of it. He hasn't directed that much before, but so it's going to be a lot of fun to see what he does with it. Anyway, in this show we follow him as he goes around the world and meets, I believe it's, yeah, only Swedish people. He meets Swedish successful engineers who live not in Sweden but elsewhere in the world. So one lives in Brazil, and she works with social media, and one lives in I think the Netherlands, and she's working with astronomy. Astronomy. Yeah, I shouldn't mix together astronomy and astrology, but no, it's astronomy. There's other people too. I don't know how many episodes, maybe 8 episodes, something like that. Yeah, 8 episodes. So he goes around the world 8 times basically and meets various people who have interesting jobs, and it's a certain culture clashes here and there, and it's very fun to follow him. He's not the I mean, he is kind of a strange guy sometimes when he talks to people internationally. His English is kind of not that good, and that creates some very odd, awkward moments, which, it's, I don't know, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, sure, he goes to meet Swedish people, but there are also people who are not Swedish there, obviously, so, anyway, but I like him, he's fun. However, I did not like the show that much when I first watched it. On TV. On the computer. I downloaded it, and I watched a few episodes, and I wasn't a big fan of it. But then I found this for a really cheap price, picked it up, and watched the rest, and I love it. I really do. And I heard that there's a second season. Hope that's going to be released on DVD too. And if not, I'll check it out on the computer. Anyway, before the camera cuts off, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought. I have a lot more to show you, so if you liked it, then I have more. Anyway, thanks for watching.